I don't know if anybody that watches the podcast. I usually I'm cut off at the
Oh, you
beginning.
are?
Yeah,
Huh.
it happens. It happens
Not
usually.
on
Just like a
purpose.
couple words.
Not on purpose.
No,
From this side.
no. Or of course, that makes why you're laughing every time at the beginning of the podcast. Guys, welcome to the podcast. We are back. It is not Tuesday. It is Wednesday. Just a little delay. Uh, Nothing non-emergency. Just some things that need to be done. We're done. We just got delayed by it. It's no big deal. Why am I trying to explain it to you? It's not a big deal. But we are here for the podcast. Welcome back to No Sugar, No Cream. And it is Wednesday, the 13th. And it's not Friday the 13th. Don't be scared. It's not Friday. It's a Wednesday. Wednesday the 13th. We're safe. We're safe. Everybody can come out from their hiding spots. It's not going to be a scary podcast. Or is it? Woo! I did see online. I saw a really cool looking little pricey. I think it was a few $100, but it was like a full body Bigfoot costume. Man, I could have some fun in that costume. Which would just be funny to do a whole podcast like you're interviewing Bigfoot. So Bigfoot, how do you I just want to refine your bones. How are you always so hidden?
I hope the podcast has big feet. Otherwise, it's not truly Bigfoot.
This is true. This is true. It's never been spoken.
Yeah, well, my mom's birthday, your grandma's birthday was tomorrow, 14th.
And then Mother's Day.
And sometimes Mother's Day would fall on her birthday, or the weekend of her birthday, anyway. Sometimes. So
is Mother's Day all rough for you? Having lost your mom, I can't.
No, surprising. Not that I don't miss my mom, but yeah, we celebrated Mother's Day at my church last Sunday, and the pastor's wife preached because appropriate. She's also a minister, and normally he preaches, but she preached and gave a message. And no, I didn't feel any despair, maybe because I'm a callous human being. I don't know. My mom passed a number of years ago, 2010. So it's been 16 years. So.
Wow! Oh my gosh, man! I literally had to do my rule and add 10 years to what I was going to guess. I was thinking 7, 8, or 9.
My dad died 9 years ago.
I know. Yeah. It's crazy. 2017, 7 years. 7 years is what I was thinking, but that's the year between the two of theirs' death.
Yes.
2010, 2017. I lost both my grandpas that year. That was being a pallbearer for both your grandpas and one year. That was kind of rough. The hardest thing? Oh my gosh, I almost started to cry. Was seeing my dad cry. That was the hardest thing at my grandfather's funeral.
Your grandfather's
funeral. Yeah.
His dad. His
dad,
yeah. But your grandma is still alive and kicking.
Which is so crazy because she's had
like
a lot of anxiety
or whatever. Or 90.
There, yeah. My great grandmother lived to be 106. Which your great grandfather lived to be.
My grandfather, your great grandfather on my parents' side lived to be 99.
And really he passed away once he went in the nursing home. He kind of right. Didn't he pass? Am I incorrect?
No, you're incorrect there.
Was he there for a while?
My aunt Mabel was a nurse, and she took care of him at home for years. And I remember they even had a toilet installed in the bedroom where he was staying.
Right.
So he didn't have to go. He didn't even have to go. It was across the hall, but then put a toilet right there, so he could just basically.
Right. But once he went into a nursing home, he passed away right away. Right.
Right. That is correct.
Like the question is, passed away if he probably didn't handle the adjustment very well.
Well, I know my dad did. My dad was a farmer, and once my younger sister, took the responsibility of taking away his car because he was, he'd park his car in town and forget where he parked it in the little town of Huron, which is only 13,000 people, and it's a very rural town. He's a town he's known his entire life, and he would park his car and not forget. It happened at least once, maybe twice. He couldn't remember where he parked it and have to call police to try to help him find his car, and that scared him a lot. And had some near misses with accidents, and finally it was decided that he couldn't drive anymore. His doctor ordered it as well, and it fell to my younger sister to handle that because she's the youngest, so the baby always has the special place. And she told him, and that was hard for him. And then we put him in assisted living. He died 2 weeks later. Take a farmer off the farm. Amen. His heart was broken, and he didn't want us to live any longer. I mean, I went and visited him in the assisted living. It wasn't a nursing home. It was assisted living. It wasn't a nursing home. He never went into a nursing home.
Oh, wow.
I don't believe. It was just assisted living. And
But it wasn't the farm.
wasn't the farm. We took him there, and I remember one time I went and visited him. Even when he was still on the farm after Mom died, I visited him at least once a week. For a while, I was doing it twice a week, and I moved further away, and I did it once a week. Cook him a meal, and keep him company, watch Wheel of Fortune with him because he really liked Wheel of Fortune. And we had to take him to the assisted living, and I went to have lunch with him there. And it was a big table. Everybody's sitting there, and everybody's trying to engage him in conversation. He's just looking down, eating his food, and the other people there, lively conversation. They're trying to engage him in a conversation, and he wouldn't respond hardly at all. Maybe one word answers, and then walking back to his room, he still was a little confused because he hadn't been there that long, and his memory was gone. And got him into his room, and I said, "Dad, I got to run some errands, and I'll be back." And I've told you the story numerous times. And when I left him, he was sitting there. He used to like to watch TV. He's sitting there with his head down. And I said, "Okay, Dad, here's a remote on the coffee table. You can turn the TV on, and I'll see you in about 2 hours. I got a bunch of errands to run." I'll come back 2.5 hours later. He was in the exact same position, just sitting there, no TV on, no thing, just slumped down, just ready to die, baby. It made me so sad. I told you that, right? He died within a week or so after that. He lost the will to live with my mom. He could live.
Yeah, it was.
But my mom. It's amazing she lasted that long because she had 2 brain surgeries before she was 20. She had brain tumors when she was 16, and undiagnosed for a year. Horrible headaches, and the doctor wouldn't take her. Well, she had a stepdad who was a piece of crap because grandma had lost her husband young, and she had these kids to raise. And back then, you had to get remarried, so she got remarried, and that guy was a jerk, as far as I'm concerned. He was not good to her. Nobody talked about anything, but it seemed like he wasn't that good of a stepfather. Certainly wasn't to my mom. And she had this horrible headache for a year, couldn't go to school, wouldn't take her to the doctor. And finally, her mom, in defiant, which is unusual for those gender roles back then, she just got in the car and said, "I'm taking her to the doctor." And they took her to Rochester, which was the big hospital in Rochester, Minnesota. If you're really serious, you went to Rochester. And they operated on her brain, opened up her brain. I mean, she was born in, 30? So that would have been in the 50s. Imagine brain surgery in the 50s compared to now. And
so it's amazing that she lived as long as she did.
She did. And she had some damage from that. I mean, she couldn't hear out of one ear. Her balance was affected. She couldn't walk easily. Her one eye was a weak eye. And she was pregnant with your mom at the time, as you know, and the doctors advised they abort your mom.
Right.
You wouldn't be here, And they have faith, great faith, Christians. And they said, "No, we believe God will take care." And they didn't. And My mom survived it, and your mom was born, and now you're here.
I'm here somehow.
I'd be doing a podcast with nobody if I didn't have my nephew. So, yeah.
Wow. Yeah,
That's
she had a very sweet spirit, and I love joking around with her. I mean, I'd always joke around with both my grandparents, but she'd always, oh, you. That's what she would say. Oh, you. Whenever I did something.
yeah, she was a great cook,
Mhm.
very smart. I mean, but she was handicapped because
Really small and
very
didn't get
petite.
around
Yeah.
very well. Very,
Well, she got around great. She had no physical mobility issues until she got older.
she wasn't a little person, but she was under the height, wasn't she? Because it goes to 4'10". She was less than 5 feet.
She was under 5 feet. Yeah.
She was probably like 4'9",
Uh,
because my
I
mom's
don't know.
5, and she had to have been 3 inches less than my
Oh, you
mom, I
think?
feel
You
like.
think she was?
Or no,
Think she
maybe
would've
they're
been a
close to
little
the same
person?
size. She would be like, "You're a little person." I know it's so weird. I'm only 5'10". I'm the tallest one on both sides of the family.
You are.
Other than now I have a cousin that's taller than me. But, yeah.
Let me check on the chats to see if we got any chats.
But, yes, Sunday was Mother's Day, and man, with technology nowadays, Uber and DoorDash makes me into a better son. I just late last night, got on DoorDash and I had some chocolate covered strawberries, some nice flowers, a balloon. Come 9:00 in the morning,
good song.
I was temporarily the number one son.
Temporarily.
Till Dana woke up.
You can't hold that for long.
Oh, she loved it. She sent a picture with me holding it. She was like,
Yeah,
she was wondering, like, should I answer the door? Who's knocking on the door at 9:00 in the morning? And it was great. It was, it just makes it easy.
Good job. Yeah, we do joke that Seth's brother Daniel is the number one son.
Yeah.
So we do joke about that.
Yeah. I get the pity gift card. Love you, Dad. You're the best. No, Dale lives in town there with them and kind of
Cooks for him all the time.
Yep, looks after him, so that's nice. I mean, love you guys. My mom watches the podcast every once in a while, so I don't know if she don't. Mom, don't watch this. I'm talking about you. Don't watch this one. Nothing but love, though.
Yeah.
But do you have a good memory or funny memory of your mom off the top of your head?
Well, I mean, looking back, she was a phenomenal cook.
Mm-hmm. What was their favorite thing for her to cook for you to eat?
Well, we were cattle ranchers, and my dad would fatten them out. So we had a lot of beef. Roast, probably. I would love her roast. She made a great roast.
I do love roast, yeah.
And
but you basically got kind of tired of him. I mean, you just had it so much growing
roast,
up, right?
I never got tired of
roast.
Roast,
yeah.
I don't think I ever got tired of. But to this day, we had beef.
It's unique to roast, right? Though, too, because
like steak. I mean, steak is no big deal to me because we grew up with it because we had cattle. I mean, we raised it, and so
it's just like me in Subway. Like Subway so much now, growing up, I can't even.
No, the saying is, we have caviar every day. It's nothing special,
right? Yeah, I'm kind of glad that didn't happen to me because I really enjoy my steak's one of my favorite things. But I mean, I guess, of course, though, too, you would think, but that's not always true for everything. Of course, pizza. I mean, we did have pizza. I mean, goodness, you probably had more steak growing up than I had pizza. I mean, we had pizza probably once a week. We did Casey's, which is so funny. Casey's Pizza. We lived in a little town of 1,500 people. There's no chain, and then Casey's pops up. It's a general store.
Yeah, you
it's a
turned me
gas
on
station.
to how great Casey's was for pizza.
And always a very clean spot. Now they've added sandwiches and cheese bread and all kinds of different pizza. But one of the best pizza, we collect these little box strips. And you collect 10 of them and you get a free pizza. And then I hadn't ate there in years and years, and then they started I was noticing, that I was seeing them when I travel a little north from Northwest Arkansas. They were starting to pop up, and sure enough, they were popping up further and further south, and now they have made it all the way down to about, to Hot Springs, that far down, south. They've just been slowly opening them up, and which has made Casey's uh, one of the best stocks to own because it's 100x its value in the last 3 years, but they've just slowly and the crazy thing was that pizza pretty much tastes the same from when I was a
Seth,
kid.
stock tips from Seth.
Casey's,
New corner,
100x.
corner. We will be
Yeah.
having this regularly. Stock tips from Seth.
Yeah, Casey's Pizza. Or what which is not Casey's Pizza, but you can get pizza at Casey's, but it's a gas station. It's one of the nicest gas stations, always really clean.
Based out of Iowa.
Oh, yeah? Yeah, I should know that. Yeah.
You should know that.
But yeah, it was so exciting. They opened half mile down the road. They opened one, and it was like Christmas morning when they opened Casey's just down the street from my place there. Here, I think
In
they're closed
Arkansas.
in Arkansas, and now here I haven't had any at all. But I think I'd have to drive like 45 minutes, and I would do it. I would drive 45 minutes for it. It is really good pizza. But
What do you think their secret is?
I mean, all the dough, the sauce, the cheese, it's all good. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It's just just good ingredients all around. Just like I feel like Papa John's used to be better back in the day, and which even the owner says that they pushed him out because they basically used some things he said, some 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 racist. He said something, I guess,
There could be
racist,
perceived
and they pushed
racist.
him. Yeah, and they pushed him out, and the quality of pizza has just gone down. And he always comments on it, and I think he probably still owns a good portion of it. I mean, it made him a billionaire. But I remember the Papa John's. Which a funny thing though, Papa John's pizza, you'd pick it up and then everything would slide off. But partially that was because there was sauce on it, which I love. I'm a big sauce person. And the dough was so doughy, the cheese. Papa John's when it came
So
out.
you're saying the sauce was saucy and the dough was doughy.
There you go. Makes sense. Sadly, this doesn't happen a lot of times. You realize I'm so funny. Clip it. What a surprise, huh? But yeah. Here we go. I guess pizza.
I'm a part owner of a pizza business in Madison, Indiana. Drake Pizza and Pub, and the pizza's pretty good. You got to admit it's pretty good, but you were actually wanting to upgrade the sauce.
I was
right?
I have a favorite sauce that my brother and I are big into. I use it for my pizza, for my spaghetti. Anytime I need a red sauce, it's a really good flavor. And I was gonna try it there. I bought it and then I didn't make a pizza with it, but I did have it with a calzone. But I wanted to next time we go there, comparison. But yeah, I love that pizza spot. I would.
Pizza is pretty good.
Oh, it's very good pizza. I would have fun running that place. Like if you ever lose that guy, I would be tempted to say, "Tam, let me go run that place."
Yeah. So
I do. It's a nice.
So we have that business, and there was another business. So the commentary. So we were the second best pizza in town.
So Drake's. So check it out if you're in Madison.
And there's another pizza, and that I think it's called Bebop's. That my partner even said they're better than ours, but it was run by a guy that there's a story here. I forgot his name, and he lived there. He basically lived there, and they were only open. They really were family run, and they would only make enough dough for so many pizzas. When they ran out, they closed, and they weren't open, as many hours as they probably would have. They were the boutique hours. I think they were closed Monday, Tuesday, maybe even Wednesday. And when they ran out, they ran out. And so he made his own sauce. If you can believe that. He made his own sauce from fresh tomatoes. I mean, so much work and labor of love, and the pizza was amazing, and he wanted to sell it, and the building and everything came with it, and we looked at it pretty hard. I don't think, I mean, this is all, and he did finally sell. Somebody bought it, and I don't know how they're doing, but if they made any changes, the quality's gonna we were thinking about, we wanted to get a pizza like that and franchise it, but it was the secret there was he made everything himself. I mean, you making your own sauce. Who makes your own sauce for a one pizza establishment? From raw tomatoes. Labor of love, and it showed up in the quality, but how repeatable is that? And how, now he was always there. Well, if he wasn't there, it wasn't open. That's, if you want to buy it and expand it, you've got to make it, you've got to have systems so that other people can replicate it, and quality is going to start going down because no employee is ever going to care as much about a business as the owner. If you're a business owner, we have to start with that premise. No employee is ever. Why would they? They don't have ownership. So if you can't create systems that are replicable, then
If you can keep
it's not expandable.
big deal if you can keep all the same employees. If it was somebody that worked for him that was
True, but
completely right.
still,
with
he
that.
was the guy.
But no, he
the guy.
wasn't. It was a guy. You basically have to take one of you guys or somebody you hired would have had to work under him probably for like 6 months to really get it down.
And he was willing to
packed.
do all that, come in and
Yeah.
consult. I mean, great guy. I've forgotten his name now. If you're from Madison that watching, you'd know who I'm talking about. But I forgot his name. Great guy. We met him and his wife.
Nice
and,
place. I went there.
did we go there?
with you?
You
I
were there
went
with me?
you.
Oh, you were with me. Yes.
It's kind of crazy how much.
Do you remember his name?
No, I don't. No, I don't. I'm sorry. Yeah, so I'm me by the names, of course.
We had some of the pizza, right? He served us some of the pizza, if I remember right, or didn't he?
We didn't have it. I think you've had it before, though, right?
Okay, yeah, I've had it before. Because he was all out, or I forgot what it
It
was.
was closed or it was early hours. I think maybe they weren't open or
He's a
something.
great guy. He and his wife, great couple. All the equipment. I mean, the pizza oven himself was imported from Italy. It was a brick oven, if I remember. It was a special kind of a brick oven. Kept one of those that you basically sometimes you watch it. They put the pizza in and then they pull the pizza out. It's done. I'm exaggerating, but brick oven like 1,000 degrees, and it's not in there very long.
I didn't like the way the kitchen was set up. They had it set up where the pizza oven basically took up the whole room.
It did.
Where that should have been in the corner and been built like practically built outside of the.
Yeah, it was poorly placed as far as that goes. Yeah, I agree with you there. And I have no idea if the new owners are doing it justice. I'll have to ask Jimmy, my buddy, how that's doing with the new owners. But without the guy with the passion for it, who lived and breathed that place, even the new owners, even if they run it the same way, the odds are quality is going to go down. I'm just saying. So I don't know for a fact. I hope they're able to succeed, but not since they're competing with us. Don't succeed. Well, yesterday I went to the Grammy 75th anniversary. I think it was said 75th. It was an anniversary block party for the Nashville chapter of the Recording Academy, Grammys, and that was a pretty cool event. And had some tacos, amazing tacos. It was at a place that had tacos, and that was included in the event. It was free for Grammy voting members, so that was pretty impressive. I thought about.
Are you implying that you're a voting member?
I am a voting member, Grammy voting member.
I've been trying to get them to sign that for a year now.
So that was fun. Some big bands played. I have to look it up. There was a guy who played who. I'll look it up. I followed him on Instagram. He's got over 1 million followers. He's from Texas, and he does country music in Spanish. Isn't that something?
Nah, that is pretty cool. I mean, the first thing I think of, I like unique stuff like that. Like I like Modest Yahoo. He's a acidic Jew that sings reggae rap.
I think this is it. Sammy. Are we done?
So pretty good time.
Yeah, yeah. Of course, great music.
Hey, you had me at tacos. I'm a taco fan. Taco, 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 taco.
And then he did a George Strait tune, in Spanish. He said, "I'm going to do a traditional George, or older song, but translated in Spanish." That was pretty cool.
Nice.
So, Jody Messina was going to play there, but I left before she played. It was a great smash. I met. I may have told you this. I met Marquette. Forgot his last name. He sat at the same table when we were eating tacos. He's and we exchanged Instagrams, and he was very buff. He was wearing a sleeveless denim, and I went to his Instagram because we exchanged Instagrams, and he's a punter in the NFL. He was a punter.
Oh, cool.
Played for the Dallas. Let's see, not Dallas. The Broncos, Denver Broncos, and the Raiders. And he said he retired 3 months ago. But when I looked him up, he had left the NFL a few years. He played in the XFL and the UFL. Are those the two? Is it UFL?
Yeah, the XFL became UFL.
And there's another one.
No, USFL combined with XFL to create UFL.
Oh. So he's 37. I looked him up on Wikipedia. I was talking to my buddy. He said 37 years old is ancient in the NFL. He might as well be 3,000 years old. There's no 37-year-old people, even punters in the NFL. So he aged out. But his average punt was 46 in all. He had over 400, almost 500 punts in the NFL. And the average is 46.2, which, according to Jimmy, that's very good. And he was all pro 1 year and had the highest average punt another year. So the year he was all pro was not the year he had the highest average punt. I don't understand the all pro.
Oh yeah, no, it's all about accuracy. If you can get it to you could just be averaging 35, but if you can get it to bounce out, you always want to be in 20 yards. So if you those guys that can get it to bounce out at the 5-yard line, if you can do that all day, you'll be the best punter out there. Very hard to do. Because on punts it can go out of bounds. So wherever it goes out of bounds, that's where it is. Whereas on kickoffs, it has to stay in bounds. So yeah, if you directional punting.
Cool dude. He was with the. So he's now a rapper and pop. Now that his football career is over, apparently he's now involved in music. That's why he's here. But he doesn't live in Nashville. He lives in Arizona. He said. So that was interesting.
So he came down just for.
Yeah,
just for this?
the young woman he was with, she's won a Dove Award and also was Untitled. I forgot her name. I have to look it up. They're writing together now, I guess. And so he was with her. And, so you meet some cool people, great music, cool. Great tacos. The tacos were amazing, as you could imagine. And the music, of course, was amazing because, Grammys. You're not going to have bad music at the Grammys, not going to happen. So, yeah.
Sweet.
So that was, unexpected. Marquette King, American former professional football player, punter in the Nashville Football League. He had a 72-yard punt.
It's crazy.
That's the longest he ever had.
Yeah,
So
it's
now it's
for
not about the
sure.
length; it's about the where it goes out of bounds.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
did
If you
not
get
know
the
that.
direction, yeah. Because a lot of times you could be midfield, so really yeah. I mean,
Well,
just
these days they can kick a 57, 60-yard field goal, so you're not punting from the 50.
so now you're literally punting. You're punting further back than you used to be. Yeah, in a way, I guess because we might as well go for a field goal because these guys are making it's like it 50s making a 60s turn into a 50. Like it's like they're making 60 all day now. This kind of happened just in the last few years where like it's so much more common. You got to be average, you got to be able to make a 60 no problem now. So it's going to be probably broken more and more
70
recently. These
is
guys.
nobody's broken 70, right? The record is 67, I believe.
Oh yeah, I think you might be right. I think 67 sounds right. I think yeah.
68.
Yeah.
The
But yeah,
longest field goal.
But distance, as far as punting, distance is a big part of it. Yeah, for
Cam
sure.
Little for the Jaguars, November 25. 67. He also holds the 67. So 68 and the two longest field goals are owned by the same guy, Cam Little.
I think somebody did do a 70, but it was in the preseason, and I think it didn't count. So that's why I think that might have happened this year, last year. Somebody did do a 70, but it was in the preseason, and it doesn't count as a record because it was preseason. But so it's just around that 70 should. I'm surprised it didn't happen this year.
2 yards away, 68.
Be there
Cam
soon.
Little's going to be doing it. He's got the top two records.
It's just the part that's so dangerous. You miss it. You give the other team instant. You could be there basically at midfield. You give them
Right,
excellent
that's the
field.
drawback. Yeah, because
Yeah.
17, right? So a 68 yard means you're on the 50-yard line,
Say that again.
51-yard line.
Yeah,
50-yard line.
you just had
There's no 51.
7.
Sorry, 49-yard line.
Yeah, wherever you are, you had 17 yards to it. The 10s, the end zone,
So
and
68.
7.
So 68, which is the record. Subtract 17. That's the 49-yard line. That's your team. So they're in your territory.
Right. Exactly.
49-yard line.
Yeah. So they're in a good position if you miss. So yeah, that is the big hiccup. So if you have a more trustworthy guy that consistently makes those deep ones, it's it
I
gets
hadn't thought of
it
that.
gets
Yes. So it's
hard
more
once you're-
end of the game kind of thing, probably.
But then a lot of times, you miss them throughout. People will look back and say, "Well, if you would have made this field goal, you wouldn't be down at the end of the game." So the consistency is really important. And oh my gosh, because I mean, there was a pro. It's been years now, but hadn't missed a field goal all year, and then he misses the game winner in the playoffs.
Yeah, I was watching that with you. Yeah.
Oh, really?
I think I remember
that. I'm looking for the Cowboys. Man, have some great picks. I'm looking forward to the season. I haven't been able to get into the UFL. You get all these. I just don't know any of the players or anything, and hasn't no interesting announcers that I feel like listening to. So that's it's been a little bit of a bummer as far as
I
the
just
UFL.
I Googled what field goal distance is considered always kick, field goal versus punt. What would you say? What is the automatic range? What's your guess?
Probably 40 yard
field goal.
40 field goal, yeah.
AI says 45 or less.
Okay, yeah, nice.
So that'd be you'd be on the 28-yard line. I mean, that's not bad field position.
Yeah, so if you think about it, a lot of times the punter will be punting at midfield.
My bad, I did it. Yeah, 28-yard line. Yeah, 28-yard, right? 45 yards, you're going to be at the 28-yard line.
Yeah. Yep. So if you think about it, it's not even big. A lot of times a punter will be kicking at midfield. 30 yards gets you into the below. You want to be between 0 and 20. I mean, really, you want to be as close as you can get to the goal line. So really, you don't have to kick a 40-yard field goal to be in good position.
This is what AI says. The automatic range 40 to 45 yards. It says 40 to 45. I rarely pass it up because the probability of success is high. If you're at the 35 to 40-yard line now, so that would be a over 50-yard field goal. They usually consider going for it on fourth down than kicking, because if they don't make it, the team gets it on the 35. They don't want to give them on the 35 to 40-yard line.
Mm-hmm.
And also it depends on the we're doing the math wrong. Doing the math wrong. We're forgetting that the field goal is 10 yards behind so 50.
Yeah, 10 and then 7.
So
17.
Yeah, so it's not 17, it's only 7. So if you're attempting a 45-yard, they will get it at the 35-yard line. Not the 28-yard. 38-yard line, not the 28-yard line.
Oh, yeah, because we were adding in the 10. Whoops.
How many of you caught that? Point it out.
Did you catch it?
Yeah. So it's only that's why 45. If you kick at a 45-yard field goal and miss it, the other team will hit it at the 38-yard line. That's position.
25 would be even better, right? Or 30. Oh, yeah, because it's further out. Yeah.
10, it would be 38. 28 would be better. 28, but it's 38.
You take my vitamins. My brain is mushy.
So, teams are going for fourth down a lot more than they used to.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious what the stat is as far as, on average, how much more common is it to go for a field goal over 50? That had to have gone up in the last couple of years quite a bit. I feel like they're going for.
So now, if you're trying to do a 50-yard field goal, that means the opposing team would have it on the 43-yard line.
Or say it's at.
If you're trying for a 50-yard field goal and you miss it, the opposing team gets it on the 43-yard line.
Yeah. Which, I mean, a huge difference.
It's still it's their 43-yard line, so they're not in your territory.
Still, they're close to midfield,
but still close to midfield.
Big difference.
Yeah.
Like that's huge. I mean, one really good pass of like 20, 25 yards, and they're in field goal range.
Right.
Yeah. Football.
70 would be 63. I mean, if they're regularly, let's say you get to the point where you're regularly hitting 70 yarders regularly.
It's so much easier just to turn around and make it the other field goal. Can I make it in this one, boss? This one's closer.
They're regularly making it. Yeah. If so if you're in the 50-yard line, either team could do it, easily.
That's we're in big trouble if they give that job to robots. Just bring one of those crazy robots that has a motorized leg. Boom!
I mean, so when you were in high school and you used to go to football games, I'm guessing.
Mm-hmm.
High school football games. Did anybody ever kick field goals when you were in high school? At the high school level.
At high school level, yeah, it wasn't super common, at least in my, but like a couple years after me.
Points? How about extra points? Did you kick extra points?
I feel like in junior high we usually went for 2-point, and then high school there was more field goals. but I feel like it
But
wasn't as
extra point, talk
common.
about
Yeah, or
extra
extra points. Yeah, but a lot of times, like I feel like you didn't have. There, I felt there might not even uh gone might have gone for 2-point conversions a lot of times even in high school just because you didn't have a very good a lot of good kickers or a good field goal
Well, that's the
kicker.
point. When I was in high school, and I'm obviously older than you, I mean, it was very nobody kicked field goals, nobody kicked extra points.
Mhm.
Everybody went for the 2 because there wasn't anybody at that level in South Dakota who was kicking extra points or field goals. Now, my second cousin, Matthew, started practicing it, but I don't remember him ever doing it in a game. But he could hit him he was practicing it in practice because I was on the football team. He was on the football team. I remember him practicing it, but I don't remember the coach ever having him kick it in a game. He may have, but I don't remember that. And other teams didn't do it either. It wasn't just our team. It was very uncommon. So now I wonder at a high school level, how common is it to have a kicker who can kick extra points at least?
Super common now. I remember even a couple of years after me. I remember I think people in my brother's grades. Dino was 3 years behind me. There was like somebody that could kick. I think 50 yards. 50 yards in high school. Yeah.
Start them young.
Yeah. I was like, I wouldn't mind. I mean, if you would have thought about like, hey, one of the best jobs to have and be pro and still make good money, being a kicker is it. And
yeah, but the pressure on you, the pressure.
Yeah, the pressure. That's why you be a punter. A punter's
yeah, punter nobody remembers a punter's name for the most part. I mean,
right.
They're not the
McAfee's the only one, and that's because he went into his personality for one thing, and then he went to have his own talk show, the McAfee show, which is so funny. So
and now I mean, I don't know if because of him, but now all the athletes have podcasts. Not every, but there's a lot of podcasts.
Oh,
a lot of
it's
NBA players
just
have
blown up
podcasts.
big time. It's blown up big time the last 10 years.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Who would you want on our podcast as a guest? We have 100th coming up. Who should we reach out to get him on our podcast for 100th? We have 11 more to go. What NBA player or NFL player? Yeah, I think Peyton might come on.
Peyton Manning, yeah.
Let's see if we can get Peyton.
Well, Peyton Manning, come on, we'll let you advertise. What's his Montana or his company is named after what he always said.
Omaha.
Omaha. Yes, I said Montana. Omaha. He's Omaha.
That's smart branding. I didn't know that he had a company.
Yeah,
what is the Omaha product?
It's his production company.
Oh.
And
if we can't get Peyton Manning, we'll get Peyton Pritchard.
Yeah, buddy, Pritchard. our I get my favorite basketball player. Yeah,
in our dreams. But hey, you never know. You got to ask.
I know we got to put it out there. I mean, it was something we got to talk about. That's probably the next biggest point where we grow is you have when you have guests and then you can put in there like this is a person that specializes in this or has done this or has had this experience. So yeah, that will probably be our next step here within the next year. I would say we go to that. We'll have to have a little different setup. I was going to screenshot it because there was a good setup. It was basically like a smaller couch, and then you know where me and you could sit on this side, and then we have the guests over here, and then and it's all still one shot, and then everybody just has a mic going to them or whatever, you know. But like yeah, and I mean, and our size, you'd be surprised the people that are out there that would happily come on our podcast, which especially, I mean, for one thing, we'll try not to do Zoom as possible, but we like to have them come in person. And, you know, but we are in a good area where there's a decent amount of known people, and I mean, just people of all walks of life, just any experience. In fact, hit us up if you have a neat story, or I would love to interview some people that maybe have gone to jail for a while, have stories of what they've been through, and their redemption and just I'll watch a number of
redemption
different
stories. That would be cool.
Watch a number of podcasts. One of my favorite, he has a podcast now and has grown like crazy. Matt Cox. He went to jail for which is funny. Like he's just a good storyteller. He's really good on the podcast because it's kind of funny. He has a blue collar robbery. What he did, he did loan real estate fraud, which just sounds like super boring, but he made it so interesting because he would break down everything and he explained it. And he has a story of how what brought him to that, why he made those choices and going to jail. And then he's a good writer too. He's written some books and stuff, but if you got some good true stories, hopefully nobody on the run. I mean, I think we would be obligated to turn you in. No. Thank you for joining the podcast. As you leave, the police will be here to escort you to jail.
Yeah, there's the it's not a podcast, but there's a show, or I guess it's YouTube channel probably, where they're not affiliated with any law enforcement, but they find these pedophiles, and then they go the pedophile thinks they're meeting, a 12-year-old boy or a 12-year-old girl or whatever, and then they go and videotape them. You've probably seen some of those clips. And it's not legally binding, but the person is obviously very embarrassed and tries to run away.
Yeah.
You've seen some of those?
Yeah. The best, really, a lot of times, yeah, which is good that they're catching those people, but it would be so much better if they were working with the police, because the police would then come capture them. And then here's somebody that was real popular recently and thought he didn't, they forgot to specify that it's an underage person, and they trapped somebody that thought it was an adult. They falsely accused somebody and ruined this guy's reputation and stuff. So he could be getting sued over that, but it was just because they were like super embarrassing and stuff, and it gets unprofessional or like they'll do a thing where like they box them, or they'll really like even beat up on them or something, which is kind of like you're gonna then of course they don't want to go to the police for nothing because they just got trapped going to meet somebody underage, or what they thought was underage. So
but if they didn't make it clear the guy was underage, he has
right,
a point.
that happened. That's he can get sued over that one. So he's already did apology video and stuff, but it hasn't come out if that guy's going to sue or not. But he could easily sue probably and win or whatever. But
everybody's trying to push the limit. If you're focusing on getting more, not everyone, but it's easy to think about
for
clicks, and to go too far.
Yeah,
it's be careful.
Yeah, I mean, and the person I'm talking about is Vitaly. He used to be good friends with Roman Atwood. They did pranks back in the day, and he got himself, and he's the one that they falsely accused. Which it was on him. He had somebody else that was doing all the typing and stuff, and the guy was trying to tell him, "Hey, I didn't know that person was underage. I thought that was an adult. No one ever said that this is a 16-year-old or a 14-year-old. No one ever put that in the chat. That wasn't in there." And so he ended up apologizing, but he should be smarter than that. I mean, but he didn't make that mistake, but his team did make that mistake, and he needs to be so careful too, because he was just over in the Philippines for
who's
a year.
Who are you speaking about?
Vitaly.
Okay.
He used to be a big pranker. He's one of the original pranksters. Him, Roman Atwood, and some other people back 15 years ago got really famous from doing pranks. And of course my friend was Roman, and he still has a huge following just because he just does like a family vlog, um, and I mean, he just has a lot of people that are just big fans of him since the pranks days. But he just has a really good personality too, which is fun. But um, Vitaly, his friend, they did a movie back in the day, and they did pranks and stuff together. But yeah, he ended up he started going over crossing that limit, and was literally he was in Philippines. I believe it was the Philippines, and he was messing with people, pretending to steal stuff from people, and then running off from it, and literally antagonizing people. And they arrested him, and he ended up in a jail, I think, for almost a year. He could have been, wow. He could have easily been there. I mean, it was they were going to put him away for 20 years, and he is lucky to get out when he did. But yeah, but and then the jail, of course, is rough there.
You do not want to get into jail in a developing or undeveloped country. I've seen some documentaries of some of that, and it's very hard to get out. There was I'm trying to think of a particular guy who was in there. It might have been a I think it was a drama, a fiction, but it was very impactful story that it was fiction. A movie from many years ago of a guy that got
accused of something, and
yeah.
But yeah, those jails that was definitely the very true part of the story, or it could have been based on a true story too. But I mean, goodness, the rats everywhere, food was horrible. You know, just a bunch of bunk beds in one giant room, probably no AC. I mean, probably pretty easy to die from diseases. But he lost so much weight. Oh my gosh, I think he lost like 50 plus pounds. He looked skin and bone after he had been in there.
Oh wow, it's called Midnight Express from 1978. This old movie, and the plot it's a fiction. Midnight Express. It's Turkey, not Thailand. The famous scene I described. The plot: a young man is caught attempting to smuggle hashish out of Turkey, and is sentenced to a brutal prison, and he's in there for a number of years until his girlfriend comes to visit him after he's been there for years, and they're separated by a glass, and he's very depressed and loses hope. And she comes and she flashes him. He can't.
There's hope,
and that gives him inspiration, and he escapes. He finds a way to escape. And there is another movie that I was thinking about. Came out in '99. Had Claire Danes and Kate Beckinsale in it as American girls imprisoned in Thailand for drug trafficking. I remember that one. I think one of them got out, but the other one was still in there. Now these are fiction. These are fictional, but I believe that there are cases that they draw on where these things can happen. You don't want to mess with.
But just in general, I mean, like, however they depict the jail. I mean, there's probably jails that are even worse than that. But I know one of my favorite genre is escaping jail, Prison Break. There's that old Prison Break series, which they kept on getting captured and then breaking out another jail. It got a little bit repetitive, but favorite ever. A lot of people know. If you haven't seen it, you should go watch it tonight.
What series is that?
Well, I was talking about Prison Break, but my favorite prison escape movie would be Shawshank Redemption.
Of course, there's none
amazing
like it.
movie.
None like it.
Amazing movie.
None like it.
Probably based on a book, right?
I think so.
I should read that book, but I won't. Amazing story, amazing cast. Morgan Freeman is in it, and Tim Robbins. Oh, so good. Such a good movie. I think it was made early 90s. I was thinking it was. I remember when I saw it, but the time period is probably 60s, 70s, probably 60s. I think the time period that it was the movie is based in is 60s. I think. But yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. This is based on a book from Stephen King. I thought so. I was going to say it, but I wanted to verify it first. Stephen King, the horror author. He doesn't always write horror. He wrote that. I thought he did. Yeah.
Well, this is quite a little different than what he's usually does.
Yeah, he normally, I don't read any of his books, but it's normally horror, isn't it?
You're right. I think
he's
so.
a great author. Great American author.
This is a good example. I mean, of course, they always say the book's better
it's
than
set
the
in
movie.
1947.
Oh, I was way off. 13 years off. 60s, I said. Yeah, I was 20 years off. It's 20 years off. Forgot to add my 10 years, and I was still off. But yeah, excellent movie. Morgan Freeman plays like he's somebody that's been in prison all his life. But yeah, he ends up being falsely accused of killing his wife. Same kind of, same thing that happened to OJ. Right? He's not guilty, right?
We'll never know.
If the glove doesn't fit, you must quit.
I'm so fortunate that I missed that entire year of televised mayhem. I was living in Japan at the time. And I remember the first indication that it was going to be. In fact, I was living in New York City, and I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Larry. I'm so sorry. Tatum, what I'm going to say next.
Cover your ears, Tatum.
I'm so sorry. I was actually a Knicks fan at the time because I was living in New York, and I got tickets to see mini season tickets where it was 1/3 of the games, I think. So that'd be about of the home games, 42 home games. So that must be about 30, 33 home or 13, 12. No, it'd be 11 home games. No, 12, 11. Anyway, somewhere in that range. 14 home games. And, I started following them. They went to the finals that year. And in the playoffs in 94, I was at an Italian. I was going to Italy for a month, and I was taking Italian. And I was at this immersion weekend in a college north of New York City. And I remember after the classes, and we were in the common area, and I think it was a Saturday night. And we need to look up the actual day when the famous white Bronco slow chase happened. And I wanted to watch the Knicks game, and they broke into it, and they said this is live news, and they broke away from the Knicks game, and it made me so angry because I wanted to watch the Knicks, and I didn't care anything about O.J. Simpson in a white Bronco. And they kept following the slow speed chase. And that's when I remembered. And I left shortly after that. I went to Italy for a month, and then I came back and I moved to Japan. And so, of course, we didn't have cable and all of that. This is a different era. You didn't have the internet where you could watch, there was no Netflix or anything like that. So I missed the entire year of the mayhem of every day, what's happened in the trials and all that. I had to catch up when I came back.
Yeah, because now, nowadays, if it was happening, they put it on this channel, and then they tell you to switch to this other channel, or they'd say, hey, the news is on this channel. It's like, just switch channels.
They interrupted
everything.
Yeah, interrupted was it the finals? I wonder what was.
Well, the date was June 17th, 1994.
So that would have been the finals. That would have been the finals because June 17th.
I didn't realize how long the chase was for. It was for 2 hours. I guess it was a slow chase, though, wasn't it? Beginning at 5:56 p.m. That's PDT. So is that the West Coast time, I think, and then ending at 7:57. So exactly 2 hours and 1 minute.
Okay, there we go. The O.J. Simpson white Bronco chase occurred on June 17th, 1994, during Game 5 of the NBA Finals between the Houston Rockets and the New York Knicks. NBC famously interrupted its broadcast of the game to show the slow speed chase, splitting the screen to show both the chase and the action at Madison Square Garden. They did split the screen, but it was really hard to watch because it was split screen. And the commentary, if I remember correctly, was on the Bronco, not on the game. And I didn't care about the Bronco.
Oh, this is crazy. But not only this, the NBA final, it also interrupted the World Cup and Arnold Palmer's final U.S. Open round. No wonder, they give the statistic that 94 million Americans are watching. Yeah, because they're all trying to watch either the NBA, the World Cup, or Arnold Palmer's final U.S. Open.
Yeah, I remember because then I went to Italy, and Italy was in the World Cup that year. And I remember they won some games. They didn't win the World Cup. Where did 95 World Cup?
Everybody was forced to watch it.
Or 94 World Cup. 94 World. I remember. They reached the finals. Yeah. So it was in the United States, but we were in Italy. And I remember Italy won a number of games because I made it to the finals. And I remember the celebrations in the town squares of whatever town we were in. And they were driving, making a racket, driving around and with all the banners of the colors of Italy. And they lost in the finals against Brazil.
94, I think, was the year that Jordan went and played baseball.
Oh, no. Yeah. Jordan was not in the NBA. That's why it was the Rockets and the Knicks in the finals.
Their mid-90s break.
And I remember, now it's no big deal, but one of the big things, my buddy Michael, it just shows, okay, that's 30 years ago, right? 32 years ago. We agreed, my buddy Michael and I, he was flying out from, I think he was living, where was he living at the time? Boston, I think he was living in Boston. And I was living in New York, and we flew out different flights, and we agreed to meet at a hotel in Rome. And we had the address, no GPS, and we agreed to meet at the hotel. And I remember when we actually met at the hotel, it was a big celebration. We made it. We both made it. We're both here at the same time. It was very exciting. Now, you're texting, even when you're in another country. I'm 5 minutes late. The taxi's taking a little longer, but it was a big deal to make arrangements to meet your friend in a small hotel. We didn't live, we didn't stay in expensive hotels. We were staying in small hotels, and there were no GPS. It was just, that's how much the world has changed. Now, how come you would already know because you would get the text messages, right? Mm-hmm. And you definitely didn't call. And we didn't even have, I don't think we even had cell phones then. No, we didn't have, cell phones were not common. We did not even have cell phones. That's right. So we couldn't have talked to each other. 94 cell phones weren't popular. They came like 10 years later, in the aughts is when we had flip phones. And
yeah, I think I got my first one when I was at the mission school, which became the college.
Which year was that? Which year would
so went there 2002.
Yeah, so 94. Cell phones were not common. Now, I do remember living in New York. I lived in New York in the early 90s, and I do remember seeing an occasional businessman that looked like, high-end guy with a cell phone, but it was very unusual. That some people had them, and I had a car phone, it was a bag phone, when I was a salesperson in the 80s, in the late 80s. I was a salesperson for DuPont, and I had a bag phone. That was attached to the battery of the car. And
how much does that cost? $5,000.
Probably cost a lot of money, but the company paid for that, and they had a little antenna on the back of the car.
Nice.
And I could call people anytime, and so I had that, but that was tied to the car. Nobody had a portable phone that you could just carry around. Well, few. In New York City, I saw a few in Manhattan. I would see that, but it was a notable thing, and you'd say, "Wow, that person has a phone." Very
would
rare.
Would you feel like, oh wow, this is a big deal when you had that in your car like that?
Yeah, crazy, I thought, right? I was a king of the world, man.
Yeah,
I thought I was a king of the world. Calling my friends on my phone.
That was fairly. That was one of those technologies that not a lot of people ended up having. Like, it was really a very something that was very advanced, but everybody didn't end up.
And we
with
even
it.
had email. It was company email. You couldn't send an email to anybody that wasn't in the company, but we could send each other email. That was an amazing thing. Emails in the late 80s. This was the late 80s. We could send emails to other company people and communicate that way. And that was a huge deal. And
I remember, I think it was late 90s, maybe early 90s. We got our first voicemail where somebody could leave a message. We thought that was a big
phone,
deal. No, this was, did I say 90s? I meant late 80s.
Right. Answering machine, you mean? You're talking about answering
machine?
Yeah.
Did I say cell phone?
You said voicemail.
Voicemail, yeah, it's not called voicemail. That's not voicemail.
So answering machine.
Answering machine.
Yeah.
And you have those little tape things?
Yes. I remember it was
tapes.
1985 when I got my first answering machine.
Yeah, I think my parents got one like 88, 89, something like that, somewhere around there. Yeah. And it was...
and you could, Seth, call when you're out and listen to your messages.
I don't know if we could even do that with at that point, or we knew that, but I just remember recording a voice message and you doing it over and over. It was a big deal. And then you come home and listen to the messages. Kids don't even. Oh my gosh! Like I was gonna get a t-shirt. A t-shirt just has a picture of the old dial, the old spin dial is what it called. Fun. Yeah. Oh my gosh! Anybody between anyone under 30 probably doesn't know what even that is. Don't even know how to use those. There's a hilarious video where these two teenage kids, dad puts that in front of them and like, all right, call this number. First off, they don't even take the phone off. They're just trying to. It's like, oh yeah, you had to take the phone off, and then you had the
dial tone, yeah,
and you'd have to pull it all the way. So what the either was 0 was the furthest to spin to it,
or was it 0 was the furthest.
Yeah. So the bigger the number, the further you didn't have to dial it.
Yes.
But you had to spin the whole thing, put the whole number in, and people answered the phone back then also, which is so funny. Like I have my phone. I pretend like my phone is a landline, and I don't even set mine to ring. I just go to it to look at messages. Like nobody answers the phone nowadays.
Right.
If you text me anyways.
And I'm going to review this. This is my pastor. Pastor Lyle gave this sermon, and I think he probably got it somewhere, but the 5 levels of a communication. And for all the boomers out there, FaceTime is not for new people you just met.
Speak up.
FaceTime. The boomers.
Are you listening? Yeah.
So the lowest level, if you just met someone, is a DM. You don't need their information. You just need to find their Instagram or
direct message
in DM. The next level.
Not BM.
The next level is text. Obviously, you need their phone number to send a text. And then the next level, which I didn't realize, is audio, but sent by text. Where you record.
Right, yeah.
That's a higher level of intimacy than just sending a text.
Right.
And you record and I've gotten some of those.
And dear
that
Lord.
way you can hear the inflection in their voice.
Mm-hmm.
And
I like doing those. I had a fun app where you was like it was fun to do you do like a talk radio, and then you just push the button and you send a message and it comes across as a voice, and then you just click on it to play. And that was a fun way to talk back and forth.
Anyway, let me get number 4 is actually talking on the phone. Actually talking by phone.
You better know me.
Yeah, you better know them. You don't do that with somebody you just met, typically.
You better be pretty close to my inner circle, son.
And number 5.
Oh, dear Lord, help me.
The highest level, you need to know them pretty well, is FaceTime.
You better be within the circle.
Better be in the circle.
You better not be touching the line. Don't be touching the circle. Be inside the circle.
Meanwhile, and when he gave this message, he said, and there are baby boomers out there who said, if I got a face call message from anybody, I answer it. Why? What do you mean 5th highest level?
Oh, Curve, I'm on the
Everybody
toilet.
laughed. Yeah, because
It
FaceTime,
must
you can
be
see their
important.
face. So that's the different levels of getting to know someone. And most people don't even go to number 4. Just skip it. Don't answer the phone. Like the younger you are, like my buddy, I think we've talked about this in the podcast. My buddy Jimmy, his son is junior in high school, just graduating. I think that's what he is, junior, and he's got 2 sons that are about the same age, or a year apart from each other, and when he texts them, no, he'll call them, and they don't answer. But as soon as he hangs up, giving up, not calling, they text, "What's up, Dad? What do you need?" So they're looking at their phone. He is their father. They will not answer for their own father. They will text, "What do you need? Text it to me." That's teenagers today. They might as well take the microphone and the calling aspect off the phone in another generation or two, because nobody's going to be talking on the phone. It's going to be going only to text.
The funny thing is, I look at me and you messages, and I look back. Oh, Tim hasn't talked to me in several days. Oh no, wait. We could do this thing called talk in person. That's why we have to text each other.
All right. Well, we've been going for,
yeah.
Let's see here.
It had to have been over an hour, right?
What do we got here? We try to do about an hour each time, roughly.
Well, yeah,
sometimes 45 minutes.
We try to keep y'all's attention.
Yeah.
We want you on that wavelength, enjoying yourself, having a good time.
Wow, an hour and 11 minutes. This might be the longest.
We're out of control. Quickly, cut it off. Cut it off. Guys, appreciate you guys watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you're watching us on Facebook, feel free to share us, like the page. Check out our Instagrams, Tim Wolf, Seth Holmes. Follow us. Feel free to shoot us a message. Maybe you'd like to be on the podcast. Maybe you got a good story. Interesting. Maybe been incarcerated. Maybe you escaped.
Why are you obsessed with the incarcerated one today?
I seriously, I like those videos
today. Okay, cool. Cool. Redemption.
Redemption stories. I mean, none of these people are wanted or anything.
But even if you haven't been incarcerated, you don't have to be.
Maybe if you're on the run and you haven't been caught yet. Okay, I can hear it now. I hear it now. I see where I'm on a certain subject. You got a good story. Maybe you're got to experience being a professional athlete for a while. Maybe you're close to death. Maybe you almost slipped and fell. Maybe your ex-lover tried to kill you. Okay, I see what I'm doing there. I'm watching too many Lifetime movies. I don't watch Lifetime movies. I'm joking.
Wrap it up there, Seth. Wrap it up.
Thanks for